Um, I have no idea what else is behind screens. My one screen where the cameras is about like this big. Moment, everybody. I'm technical dip.
Honey, you are technical.
I have no clue what.
What did you do?
I didn't touch nothing. I hit was go live. So we're gonna leave it like that.
Watch your.
Okay. Welcome everybody to Grand's Kitchen. It's the bakery. It's gonna be one of those episodes. Right now I'm gonna start out. I already have two pre-made muffin cakes or little bundt cakes. I'm gonna go ahead and decorate. First, we're gonna use the Russian tips. I've got the grass tip, which looks like that. See it real easily. And I'm going to just do the grass around the outer edge. The cupcake. Operating. Yeah, it's not going to cooperate. Did it earlier though? Out. That's about right. I'm still getting used to the Russian tips, so I just kind of experiment a little bit with each of them. Now I'm going to use another tip and I kind of experimented a little bit. I added two colors to the bag, and what I did is whatever I wanted for my main color, I put her on the outside of the bag, and then my center color put in the middle. this tip, which they had names for them, numbers, then I could let everybody know. But unfortunately, they don't. Oops. That one. Did that? Which? Sit there. Great. I think this time I'll leave some spaces for the flowers. Hi, Germ. How are you? Other than hungry. All right. On that one. Just kind of a little something for later. Okay, next. Next, what I'm going to do is make, it's going to be just your simple box of corn muffin. I'm going to make it into a little pan of cornbread for dinner. So what? Pretty much anybody that knows the corn muffin mix, it's real easy. It's 1 egg and 1/3 cup milk plus 1 box of your Jiffy corn muffin mix. Hi Twitch, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. My The week's been pretty good. It was my my birthday week. That's good. It's my birthday week, so I'm kind of making my Thank you. I couldn't read what. Thank you, Twitch. Twitch Deli. Well, normally I can see it, but because it's usually bigger.
I know, but trailer next.
Okay. Oh, okay. She hosted me.
Well, that was nice.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Germ says he's sorry. He's got to get me a bigger screen. We're having some technical difficulties with my laptop today. So we're just going to go ahead and mix this all up. And we're going to put it in the toaster oven for about 25 minutes. We've got it all greased, ready to go. So now we just pour it in the dish. And we put it in the oven 25 minutes. I'm going to do 20. So I'm not quite used to the toaster oven for baking. All right, now, next what we're going to do is get our macaroni and cheese going. I've already got the water going, so we're going to go ahead and put our spiral noodles in and get them cooking. Extra camera, overhead camera mic is, or fire is being finicky today. I'm doing a double batch, because he really liked it, and if you freeze it and rewarm it back up, it's actually not too bad. But your recipe calls for 1 box of 16-ounce spiral noodles. Excuse me. Okay, now in our big pan. We are going to the recipe calls for seven tablespoons. Excuse me. Let's see. Oh, there it is.
For what?
It's oh, a bad habit of mine. I'm not finishing my sentence. The recipe calls for 7 tablespoons of butter or oleo. But I'll be using 14. So I will be adding. You'll heat. Normally you do 3 tablespoons of butter, but I'll be doing 6. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right. In your big pan, you're gonna melt your butter, and once that's all melted on medium heat, you'll add 3 tablespoons of flour. Again, I'll be adding 6.
Amazing that we can.
Welcome, new viewers. What was that? Oh, yeah. You able to hear me okay? Butter melted off of here. Okay, our butter's pretty much melted. So now we're going to add the flour. Again, that is 3 tablespoons of flour, but I will be adding 6. You'll mix that all together. For your straps, you'll want to bake them on $350, or sorry, $250 for 6 hours. And and then $350 for half hour. I just raised the temp up on the
Never mind.
apps. Turn that. Next, the recipe calls for 2.5 cups of milk. I'm going to be doing 5. Today I kind of pretty much had everything pre-measured and ready to go. So making it a little bit easier. And you stir this with a whisk until it's smooth, and you bring it to a simmer over medium heat. All your flour and your butter is mixed in with the milk. Now now the straps I started this morning, and what I used was, 3 different flavors of barbecue sauce. I used a Sweet Baby Ray's, honey barbecue, and the Sweet Baby Ray's new one, the maple flavored. So it'll be quite interesting. And then what you want to do is you can either put a good shot of brandy, a tablespoon of brown sugar, or a tablespoon of honey, and then 1/8 of a cup of pickle juice. Because what that pickle juice does is it opens up the pores in the meat. Absorb barbecue. Then you cover it up and put it in the oven, like I said, for 6 hours at 250. Cover it up with aluminum foil. And then once the 6 hours are done, bump the heat up to 3, about half an hour, and ready to eat. They're ready to eat. Or if you're not quite ready, you can lower the heat down to about 160, about 180. Sorry, my husband just corrected me. 180, and just let it set while you're getting whatever else needs to be fixed. And I will. Thanks, Twish Dolly. Get the cornbread. See if that's ready to go. while I'm still mixing this and stuff, I'll let you know. You're also gonna want, for the mac and cheese, half a teaspoon of onion powder. I'm sorry, on it. A teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and a quarter teaspoon of pepper. And for your cheeses, calls for 8 ounces of Gouda cheese, 4 ounces of sharp cheddar, 4 ounces of Asiago, 2/3 a cup Parmesan cheese, and 1 cup of Panko's breadcrumbs. But I didn't have enough Panko, so I used just other breadcrumbs that I had. Again, I went ahead and grated the cheese and got everything all set up for today's episode. Anybody have any questions? The nice part about the spirals pasta, it doesn't take it too long to cook. Definitely gonna have some leftovers. Welcome, new viewers. Today I'm making hi Kate 2345. How are you? Today I'm making barbecued straps. That's good. Mac and cheese. Those that have seen other of my episodes will recognize the mac and cheese recipe, the homemade recipe that I really like. And some cornbread. And I decorated earlier just small little cakes to kind of top off my my birthday dinner, I guess you could say. Let's see. About 10 minutes left on our cornbread. Like our milk is really starting to get, it'll start simmering. Probably turn the heat up just a little bit more. Not quite yet. Once the milk starts simmering, we're going to take it off of the heat. That will add the onion powder. Excuse me. I gotta correct myself. Once it starts simmering, we will then add the onion powder, pepper, and salt. And we let it simmer for 3 minutes. Welcome, new viewers. Oh. How's everybody tonight? Everybody happy that spring is finally here and the warm weather will start coming? I know I am. Okay, I am going to second pasta. Hey, pasta's all done. Now for the cheese sauce. Should start simmering here soon. Starting to thicken up, so it should start simmering soon. 15 minutes. Straps should be done. And that, yeah, our cornbread. Cut out. Looks good. There's our cornbread. Switched it to broiler so that mac and cheese is ready. We can put it in the broiler, under the broiler for a few minutes. You want a golden, just lightly brown the breadcrumb. This is just there it is. Hey, it's starting to simmer. So we're going to add, again, it calls for 1 teaspoon onion powder, but I'll be putting 2. It calls for half a teaspoon salt, but I'll be putting a teaspoon. And it calls for a 1/4 teaspoon pepper, but I'm putting half a teaspoon. Let it simmer for 3 minutes. Then we remove it from the straps are smelling really good. After 3 minutes are up, then you're going to remove it from the heat. And add all your cheese. You're going to want to have your cheese grated and ready when you're going to add them in. Welcome, new viewers. How are you today? Right now, I am mixing up the cheese sauce for homemade mac and cheese. It's a 3-cheese mac and cheese. And also, we've got in the oven barbecued straps that I've had going since for about 6 hours. About 6.5 once it's all done. Got another 9 minutes left. And we got cornbread already made, and that's already done. Seven seconds, and then we'll take it off the heat. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the cheeses. The recipe calls for 4 ounces of cheddar, but I've got 8. Again, I'm doing a double batch. For Gouda, oops, wrong one. This is the Asiago cheese. Calls for 4 ounces of Asiago cheese. I'm doing 8. Calls for 8 ounces of Gouda. I'm putting in 16. Mix it all up. Nice and creamy and smooth. You'll definitely want to soak your pan once you're all done. Now, you got it all melted, you mix in your cooked pasta. And you can put it in 6 individual serving dishes. Would only do 2, and then put the rest in a baking dish. That way, it'd be easier to the babies are going to get a treat tonight. Carefully mix it up. Your cheese all over, or noodles. That looks so good. Okay.
Grand's got it. Slim. He's got a pot.
Okay. Before you put your macaroni and cheese in your dishes, just add a little bit of oil.
See you, Slim. Daily.
And kind of spread it around. That way it doesn't stick to the dish real easily. Oh, a little bit too much. I'm going to dump some out. Okay. A little bit.
I can only so I can't. About the it's good.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and some of the macaroni to dishes. Set them aside for
Right now,
set these aside for a minute. That way we can make the am I making? Yep. Welcome, new viewers. Welcome, viewers. Looks like I should have grabbed a bigger dish. Still more left. We're going to go ahead and set this aside for now. And our straps are done. I'm going to lower temp down to 160, or sorry, 180 until mac and cheese is done. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. We're going to set that aside. Excuse me. In a microwavable container, you'll want to melt the 4 other tablespoons of butter. Again, I have 8. And I've already got measured out the breadcrumbs that you'll need. It calls for 1 cup of breadcrumbs, but I've got 2. And 2/3 cup of Parmesan cheese. But again, I've got double that. Once our butter is melted, we will then add that to our Parmesan and our breadcrumbs.
Nice try.
Together. It comes to, first, like it's real crumbly. Kind of reminds me of like making graham cracker crust, but it's breadcrumbs and Parmesan. Not quite. Oh. Okay. Now, what I did is I turned the broiler on, and I'm gonna put the breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese on top. Scoop it up. Yeah. as much as you want on it. More, the better. And we put it in under the broiler for about 5 or 10 minutes, or until the breadcrumbs are just lightly golden, or however dark you want. I'm going to do for about 10 minutes. While we're waiting for that, go ahead. This dish. While we're waiting, I repeat myself, everybody. I have a bad habit of lowering my voice when I talk. A bad habit of mine. Got extra breadcrumb. That other pan over there yet to do. Oh. Put it in. Put it in the sink, so no. Put it around this way. Anybody got any questions? I am working on the mac and cheese still. Shortly, I'll be pulling the straps out of the oven. They're all ready to come out. Have them on a lower heat. aside. Other oven mitt. I'm gonna pull the ribs out. Sorry. Oh.
I hate it. I was listening to grandparents.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. Look at that. Doesn't that look delish? Nice part is they will fall right apart. Ooh, that was hot. Oh yeah, they're just falling apart. Look at that. We are gonna need it. Plate. Oh, that is the best way for them to come out. Just falling apart. Yum. Yeah, there's a lot of barbecue sauce in here, but I tell you what, it's worth it. Welcome, viewers. What I've just taken out is some barbecue straps. What I did is to different, or actually it's 2 different flavors of barbecue sauce. Sometimes when husband makes it, it's 3, 4 different kind flavors. But I only use 2, and pickle juice and brandy. Let it cook for 6 hours on 250, then half hour on 350. You can also put them in a slow cooker for how long? For about 8 hours, and it does pretty much the same. And I also made some homemade mac and cheese, and I kind of cheated. I did Jiffy Mix cornbread tonight. Then I decorated a small cake, a little miniature cupcake. So let's see if our sounds like our mac and cheese. Oh, look at that! Doesn't it look good?
Or not.
Yeah. Not yet. Look at that. Nice. Tender. Whoa. Just breaks apart. Which means it's excellent. The nice part is you can also, once this is done, break it into even smaller pieces and make sandwiches, kind of like a pulled pork, but scraps.
Yeah, Grand's awesome. Yeah, mine might pick. You'll finish. It won't be.
It is fun. Yeah. A little thinner than I thought it was going to be, but that's all right. Okay, give it all a try. Yum. Nice and tender. A little bit warmer than I thought it was going to be. Perfect. Done just right. Awesome. Well, everybody, watching. We'll catch you again next week. Have a good day.